So, Steph, can you take us through what the process was like assembling the team, what you enjoyed about it, what was challenging?
The whole thing was just it was brand new, so it was fun. Me and Bron and some representatives from the league just on the phone, going back and forth, alternating picks. And the weird part was, I knew going into it kind of the format and what my strategy was going to be, but when you actually, commit to a person that you play against that are superstars in this league and all that was a weird kind of vibe, just me saying I want Giannis and I want, James and DeMar and all those guys. So pretty cool. I know, obviously, like we talked about before, there's a lot of talk about televising and all that stuff, and I'm sure we'll work the kinks out, and it'll be on TV for sure next year. But this first time around, there's enough talk about how the teams kind of came together, enough. So it'll continue to live and get better.
Stephen, how long did the process take, and did you get much help from your assistant GMs?
It was all in probably, 20 minutes? Something like that, on the phone, picking teams, and then doing the interview with Ernie. But I put together my own little, power ranking of players, and obviously Bron had first pick, and then it kind of just, I reacted from there, and vice versa, and on the reserves and all that. So I didn't get much. I got a little bit of advice from my brother, a little bit of advice from Bob Myers. Just talking about how hard, GMing. I keep saying that's a word. I'm gonna create that. GMing is and whatnot. But I think LeBron said it in the interview, we're picking 22 All-Stars, so it's not really that hard.
And you were pulling for KD. Were you a little disappointed that you didn't land him?
I mean, yeah, it'd been cool to get everybody on the same team again, but we got 4 All-Stars. I think I'm looking forward to playing against him and seeing what Team Bron's all about, and whatnot. It'll be a cool experience. So it should be fun. I know Kay had some fun with it before the game, which was an epic tweet or Instagram post he had or whatever it was. So he's embracing his new team, but it's good. It should be. I think all the different storylines that have come out and they're continuing to develop before the game would be fun.
Not to push this in another direction, but tonight I think Clay had 7 threes. He's right up there, 46%. I think maybe even leading the NBA in three-point percentage. He said he never thought that would be an attainable goal for him. Did you ever think Clay?
He said that.
Yeah,
to lead the
percentage. He said because he's high volume. I mean,
I get that, but maybe he just never thought about it. But he shoots it every time when he gets the ball, like he's shooting to make. So that's part of it. I know he's shooting at an extremely high level right now. He started off the season hot, and he's sustained it. And I know he'll continue to do that, going throughout the season. But the measure of a player is just how much better you get and how you can challenge yourself in different areas. And yeah, he is a volume 3-point shooter, but you can have a little bit of both and have that efficiency from outside the line. If you get taking good shots, shooting with confidence, and he puts the work in too, so it all kind of goes into it.
Steph, when you kind of just look at your whole journey, where would you put getting to 14,000 points in the context of everything and what that means?
I don't know. It's a pretty special accomplishment for me. I think I always measured it based on my dad, and I remember him bringing home his 10,000-point ball when he was playing for Charlotte. I think he's still the franchise leader in points for them. And so, when I was in high school, you always had the 1,000-point club, and it's the same thing in college. I made it to 2,000 plus, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then you think 10,000 points in the league would be something crazy. So to hear 14 is a pretty cool number. Obviously, you had 2 guys in the last 2 weeks that have hit major milestones. So there's obviously a lot more to hopefully accomplish. KD with 20 and LeBron with 30. But I appreciate every opportunity I get to go play. And I didn't even know Raymond was really wrapped up in the All-Star game. He didn't really tell me where I was reaching that milestone today. So I had to find out elsewhere. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and hopefully a lot more to come.
Steph, you got that famous closing group to close both halves pretty well tonight, especially at the end of the game. For different reasons, hadn't been out there a lot, hasn't been real successful this season. But how important is it to you guys to get that five back out there and get going again like we've seen before?
I mean, it'll be important, and it's something that we obviously know what our chemistry is and what plays work, how we defend on the defensive end. And as we get towards the playoffs, that lineup will be out there a lot more, and we'll rely on that lineup to close games, to close halves, to just seize that momentum. So we don't get wrapped up in the stats really right now. Like you said, there's a lot of different reasons why that lineup hasn't been out there as much, with injuries and all that kind of stuff, and just the way that coaches is using a substitution pattern with using pretty much the whole bench. So we still have confidence in what we're about, and know that those us five, when we're out there, we're pretty potent on both ends of the floor when we're locked in.
Steph, you mentioned like the guys you have on your team, a lot of shooters. Was that something coming in that like you outlined, or was that just kind of how it happened with what LeBron picked?
I mean, Bron's starting five is crazy, but I think you just look at like their sheer size and the accomplishments that they've had in the league. You got Bron, Kyrie, KD, AD, and DeMarcus. That's a huge lineup. I got a little something different, a little different style with me, DeMar, James, Giannis, and the newcomer to the All-Star game, Joel. So that'll play itself out. But I think as I looked at the reserves and all that, just trying to find some scorers, some guys that can spread the floor and all that. Pretty sure D'Antoni would be the coach. So next level thinking to try to get a lineup that he can coach and play at up tempo, spread the floor, whatever, shoot live threes.
So there was no official shoot around. It seemed like pretty much everybody showed up anyway, like as if there were. Was there any difference today than a normal day when you have an official shoot around?
Well, I didn't show up. I took the morning off. I had to put on the GM hat this morning, but no, I think we have a group that coach can trust to approach game day, with the seriousness and professionalism. No matter if it's mandatory shoot around or if the gym's open, training staff, coaching staff are in there to help guys get ready. Because everybody has a pretty solid routine, a set routine that they rely on to get themselves ready. And even though we didn't have our normal film and walk through and warm up and all that kind of stuff, I think guys really rely on that. And so it maybe just change the mindset too. Like you're going in for yourself and you're going in to get yourself ready, and there's nothing else you need to worry about but what you need to do and be more efficient with the time and all that kind of stuff. So, which was funny, before we went out on the court, I usually say like a little two-line like motivational something, and today was like, let's not have shoot-arounds ever again, and try to prove to coach that we could handle it. I heard he mentioned something about our defense, but offensively we were solid.
Steph, you guys have got Boston next. They've had some success against you the last couple of years. Does that give anything more to this Saturday game for you guys and just your competitiveness?
Protecting home court and understanding that they beat us and at their spot, and it's obviously a tough offensive night, but defensively we played pretty solid the whole game. Kyrie made some tough shots down the stretch, and we kind of didn't execute the way we wanted to. So we remember that. I don't think it has anything to do with years past. It's more just understanding they're a really good team. They're leading the pace in the Eastern Conference, and you're gonna have to play really well to beat them. They come in, they play tough, they play hard. They have Kyrie that can do some crazy special things, and you gotta be prepared mentally and physically to defend and do what we do on the offensive end.
They not different team, but the fact they've gotten you twice here the last couple of years. I mean, you guys have obviously done what you've done here. It's kind of strange, isn't it, for anyone to get you here?
Yeah, we're not immortal by any sense of imagination. We know if we don't play our game, we are capable of being beat, and they have proven that the last couple of years. But the opportunity on Saturday, like I said, to protect home court, really, you got to just lock in on the details of what it takes to beat a solid, fundamentally sound, Boston Celtic team.